What up, Zay? How you doing? And how y'all doing? Welcome to another edition of Broad Street Blitz Take Training Camp Finale Bengals Preview. Hold on. How you feel about Makai Lemon? Finally, we about to talk about that right now with your boy Kukat Connor and my guy Alex. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Actually, hold on, because this is your show, actually. I mean, it is Bliss Take. So, there you go. So, Alex, talk to me because you went to open practice along with Simone,
Yep.
DV, Bergen 31. So, talk to us. That's why, thank God I got you this way. Talk to us, Alex. How we feel about what was your thoughts on open practice? Give me all the details, man. The show's yours. Talk to us. How we feel about open practice? Talk to us.
Yeah. I went with two of my buddies. We got to the link around 3:40 or something like that, and we hung out, and um, and then we got inside. We took uh just took a lot of videos and a lot of everything, and I feel like that the way this defense is holding down the fort with everything. I feel like that this is going to be a year where our defense is going to thrive wherever they go, and um, it should be interesting to see uh, the things that they worked on during training camp, and they can collab with a real game, and it should be interesting.
Yep. So talk to us about preseason. You got the news and notes of what happened in open practice. Talk to the people. What
Hmm.
happened? What you liked and what you didn't like about yesterday's open practice? That for some strange reason it was on Tuesday.
Yeah. Landon Dickerson was was out for a couple of reps. Um, and let me see. 1 second. Uh, Eli Stowers missed some time. Rick Rowan had a big practice with two interceptions. Uh, on the defensive side. Jaden freaking Hurts was pressured, but a bunch of Sean Mannion's was often out of sync. He just he looked out of sorts in in a couple of reps, but he handled it with confidence, and that's all that matters in Jalen freaking Hurts. Also, in the first series, Jalen freaking Hurts hit the Wicks for a short gain. Saquon had a solid run to the left, but it was an all defensive performance. Um, Safety Marcus Epps had a solid practice. He was he definitely had a lot of um, great reps. The way he handled it defensively. Jalen Carter had a good game at the line of scrimmage for a stop against Saquon Barkley. Um, Coop Quinion looked great defensively as always. Uh, I felt like Jalen freaking Hurts thrived offensively, getting out of the pocket and looking for open strides. And I just feel like that everything is coming together nicely, and it's definitely going to show in the games that matter the most, starting with Washington, and it should be interesting to see uh, what the roster looks like come next week.
Yep. So with training camp being officially over, let's grade some people. Let's start with QB1, Jalen freaking Hurts. What grade would you give Jalen for the for training camp as it for the whole training camp, as today is the last day of training camp before the last preseason game. What grade would you give Jalen Hurts for the training camp, and why?
I would give him a B minus
Four.
because I feel like that could have limited the interceptions thrown, and sometimes he was too hesitant to make decisions by himself, and he just needs to work better and harder the way he has been doing. And yeah, a B minus.
Yep. And between Zay and Alex with the B. So I agree with that. Let's go to the playmakers. Yeah, let's go ahead to the playmakers. Saquon, Devontae Smith for the rest of the offensive skill positions, and Dallas Goddard. What grade would you give the playmakers for training camp?
Uh, for playmakers, I give them a solid A. Um, Especially the way that they handled business in practice at the rink in front of 40,000 plus fans. Um, the routes that they ran and the way that they handled the playmaking definitely earned them an A.
Yep, there you go. I'm with you there. Sean, let's go ahead. The O line. Let's do that. The O line. What grade would you give the O line for training camp?
I would give the O line a plus. I feel like that they are being very confident, especially the way that Jaden freaking Hurts is handling his running out of the pocket and making strides down the field. And they are definitely giving him time to break down the play. Uh, and I feel like that's going to be uh, the the growing of that type of movement is definitely going to overcome in the following weeks.
Yep. Need improvement. So offense as a whole, what grade would you give the offense as a whole as we close the book of training camp?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of improvements that need to happen, especially the way that Jalen freaking Hurts and his decision making sometimes were questionable, and I would give it a C plus.
Yeah, there you go. Sean Mannion. Let's do that. Sean Mannion. What grade would you give him as we close the book for training camp? Sean Mannion.
Yeah, I think he's doing a really solid job. The way he's bringing a lot to the table this training camp, and he's definitely a great coach and a great addition to the coaching staff with the Eagles. I would definitely have to give him a plus with the way that he's handling it and the way that he thinks of things, and uh, he's just a great coach.
Yep. He helped tank. Exactly. Yeah, he did. So let's go ahead and let's get to the defense side of the ball. The defense as a whole, because we can't really do everybody because it's late. What grade would you give the defense as a whole?
A minus.
Why A minus?
The reason why is because I feel like some of the plays uh they they handle well, but as what um as what Vic Fangio said, that they all need improvements the way that they handled the scheme and the playmaking offensively.
Yep. Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio, a plus. I feel like that he's thriving the way Sean Mannion is thriving, and the way that they are coaching. I feel like that it's going to be a long season with greatness between those two, and it's just going to show uh, day by day. And I'm really anxious to see what happens.
Yep. The defense looked good. Exactly. There you go. Nick Sirianni.
Uh, yeah, I would definitely have to give him an A. I feel like that he's showing his capability of being on the positive side with when things are taking care of itself, but he's just improving the way that the players are improving on a daily basis, and it's definitely going to get better from here.
Yep. So with that, as we get ready for the final phase season game, what do you want to see from these players as we get ready for the final preseason game?
I definitely want to uh the defense continue to make big plays down the field. Um, in the offense to limit the three and outs and uh and incompletions. I feel like that those two things are definitely crucial offensively for this team, and we'll see where it goes when they break down the roster in the coming days.
Yeah, cool cut. Think Jalix will break. Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. I think he will. So who you think? If you have to guess who's in and who's out, who you think they're going to keep in the 53-man roster, and who you think is going to be gone from the 53-man roster?
Um, it's kind of hard to tell at the moment. There's a lot of uh up and down stock with everyone, but I just feel like that it's gonna come down to the last preseason game and the way each individual player will handle themselves throughout the game.
Right. Andy Dolphin definitely out. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. So, as we get ready to wrap up, final message to the 90 players on the Philadelphia Eagles, as a couple of them will not be on the roster and we will be introduced when we doing our next show.
Either next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, one of them days we will. Yeah, one of them days we will be introduced to our 53-man roster, an early preview of the Commanders. So, final message to the Philadelphia Eagles as they cut down from 90 to 53.
Yeah, my final message is to be to continue to thrive off the field. Keep working out, getting right for the preseason finale, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. So for that, got Sunday is cut down day. Exactly. Yes, it is. So, guys, I would love to stay on with the 22 people in the chat, but it's getting late. I got things to do. We got to get ready for the final preseason game and get ready to find out who's going to war with us as we get ready for the Washington Commanders. So for Zay, shout out to Big Zay. For Alex and your boy, fly goes fly, go birds. Come get your Blitz take and y'all go get some rest. Yeah, I say Zay is the third member because unlike some of you people, he's actually in the chat. You might want to leave out here and getting them likes up. Shout out to Zay. Peace!